The taxi doesn't slow down. Not at intersections. Not at traffic lights. Not when voices rise behind the seats. That part became clear later. At the time, it just felt continuous. Like the car had decided to ignore small interruptions. We were 3 women. The kind of detail people expect first. It mattered less than they think. The engine sound never changed. No strain. No surge. Just a steady rhythm, as if speed was being maintained by something automatic. Someone said we should have stopped already. I don't remember who. The words weren't sharp. More observational. Like pointing out a missed turn. I leaned forward slightly. Looked past the driver's shoulder. The navigation screen glowed blue. A straight line. No blinking. No recalculation. "Excuse me," one of us said. The driver didn't answer. The red light ahead stayed red. We crossed it. I noticed a pedestrian waiting. A man with a bag. He didn't react. Or maybe I didn't see it. I checked my door handle. Once. Then again. It didn't move. No sound. No resistance. Just inactive. The meter kept running. That small ticking noise. Precise. Uninterrupted. "This isn't right," the woman next to me said. Her voice was controlled. Not panicked. Not yet. I finally spoke louder than before. Asked him to pull over. Anywhere was fine. The driver's hands stayed on the wheel. Both of them. At 10 and 2. Exact. "You're already on the route," he said. No emphasis. No warning. The way someone states a policy. I remember thinking that it sounded rehearsed. Or maybe documented. Another intersection passed. Then another. The city offered exits. Side streets. Gaps in traffic. Opportunities that existed only if someone chose to take them. The taxi didn't choose. The navigation voice stayed silent. As if there was nothing to correct. Behind us, one of the women whispered my name. I didn't answer. Not because I didn't hear her. Because I was counting the seconds between intersections. They were consistent. I looked at the driver's face in the mirror. Not his eyes. Just the outline. Calm. Unbothered. Like this was not deviation, but procedure. Outside, the city continued normally. Inside, the ride had already stopped responding. Before that, the ride had been ordinary. Loud, even. We were still laughing when the doors closed. The kind of laughter that spills over itself because no one wants to be the first to stop. Our coats smelled like smoke and perfume. Someone had spilled a drink earlier. Vodka, I think. Or gin. It didn't matter anymore. "Did you see his face when you walked away?" one of them said. I didn't even look back, another replied. "That's worse for them." They laughed again. Short bursts. Careless. The laughter of people who assume the night is already behind them. I remember leaning my head against the window. The glass was cold. It felt good. "There was that guy near the bar," I said. "The one who kept saying he knew the DJ." "Oh God," she said. "Everyone knows the DJ." "He said it like it was a medical condition," the third one added. "Like we were supposed to respect it." More laughter. Someone clapped once. Too loud for the space. The taxi moved smoothly. No sudden turns. No braking. At that point, it felt professional. Reassuring, even. One of them asked the driver if he could turn the radio up. He did. Just a little. Music filled the space. Something familiar. Something easy. The kind of song you don't really listen to, but sing anyway. They sang a line. Off key. On purpose. I checked my phone. No signal. Or maybe I didn't wait long enough. I remember thinking I'd check again later. "We should do this more often," one of them said. Say that now, another replied. Tomorrow you'll pretend you hate people. That's different, she said. That's daylight. The car passed under a street lamp. Light swept across the back seat, then disappeared. Like a slow blink. Where did you even find this place? Someone asked me. I started answering. Then stopped. I had lost track of the street names. We had been walking before the taxi, cutting through alleys. Shortcuts that only make sense when you're already inside them. The driver cleared his throat. It was subtle. Barely a sound. But it broke the rhythm. We went quiet for a moment. Not because of him. Because silence sometimes arrives on its own. You good up there? One of them asked. Yes, he said. Simple. Immediate. The music continued. The meter ticked. We settled back into our seats. Someone rested her head on my shoulder. She was warm. Heavy in that relaxed way. I'm glad we didn't go with those guys, she murmured. Same, I said. Outside, the city slid by. Bars closing. Lights dimming. The night folding itself away. Nothing felt wrong yet. That's the part people don't like hearing. We were comfortable. The talking came back in waves. Not all at once. One voice, then another. Like the night was deciding whether to keep going or let us settle. Do you remember his jacket? One of them said. The leather one. Too tight. I swear he bought it 2 sizes smaller on purpose, the other replied. Confidence by compression. Someone laughed. Softer than before. I shifted in my seat. The vinyl stuck slightly to the back of my legs. I crossed them, uncrossed them. The car kept its pace. Are we close? One of them asked. No one checked a phone. That was the first thing I noticed after. Soon, the driver said. It wasn't an answer to a question he had been asked directly. It landed in the space anyway. Like a placeholder. The music faded out between songs. There was a brief silence. Long enough to hear the tires. Long enough to hear the meter. Tick. 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 Can you take the next right? I asked. That's faster. The driver nodded once. Small movement. Controlled. The next right past us. Oh, one of them said. He missed it. I leaned forward again. The navigation line didn't change. Still straight. Still blue. That's okay, she added quickly. It happens. No one laughed this time. The city looked different at this hour. Less forgiving. Streetlights faced farther apart. Buildings quieter. Like they had already decided to be closed. Did anyone tell you you were really on fire tonight? One of them said to me. I smiled. Automatically. Yeah, I said. A few times. Figures. The compliment hung there longer than it should have. No one added to it. The car filled the gap. We hit a bump. Not hard. Enough to notice. Careful, someone said. The driver adjusted the wheel by a fraction. Nothing else changed. Where did you say you live again? One of them asked. I started to answer. Gave the name of the street. The number. I had said it earlier. At least I thought I had. That's not where we're going, the woman beside me said. Her tone wasn't accusing. Just precise. It's close, I replied. She nodded, but didn't look convinced. She looked at the window instead. Watched the reflections slide across the glass. Hey, she said quietly. Are the doors supposed to do that? I followed her gaze. The lock indicator stayed down. No movement. Try yours, the other one said. She did. Once. Twice. Nothing. It's probably automatic, she added, too quickly. Child safety or something. We were all adults, that wasn't lost on any of us. Can you unlock the doors? I asked. There was a pause. Not long, but deliberate. They unlock at the destination, the driver said. The words were even, rehearsed in the sense that they didn't belong to the moment. What if we want to stop before that? One of them asked. Another pause. The route doesn't include intermediate stops, he said. The sentence felt heavier than it should have, like it had been copied from somewhere. The music came back on, louder than before. Someone reached forward and turned it down. Okay, she said. This is weird. No one disagreed. We passed a gas station. Bright. Open. A man stood outside smoking. I watched him as long as I could. Can you pull in there? I said. Just for a second. The driver didn't look. We're still within optimal time, he replied. Optimal for who didn't come up. The laughter didn't return. One of them took my hand. Her grip was firm. Grounding. It's fine, she said. We're fine. She said it like a reminder, not a conclusion. The car kept moving. And for the first time that night, none of us talked at all. The silence lasted longer than I expected. Long enough for thoughts to line up. We had been in the taxi for a while. Longer than the distance justified. I didn't say it out loud at first. I checked the streets instead. Signs. Storefronts. A pharmacy I recognized. Then, minutes later, the same pharmacy again. We already passed that, I said. The woman across from me leaned forward, squinted through the glass. No, she said. Then, after a second, wait. The building slid past us. Same cracked window. Same flickering light. That's not possible, she added. No one answered her. I checked my phone again. Still no signal. The screen dimmed like it was tired of trying. Maybe it's a loop, one of them whispered. Not as a theory. As a test. The driver adjusted the wheel slightly. The motion was minimal. The result was not. The street narrowed. The buildings lost their names. Streetlights appeared farther apart, then closer again. The pattern didn't settle. Are you sure this is the fastest way? I asked. Yes, he said. I waited for more. It didn't come. The woman next to me took her hand back. Not abruptly. Carefully. As if touching less would change something. We should just stay calm, she said. If we don't escalate, it won't either. No one argued with that logic. It sounded reasonable. That was the problem. Outside, the city felt thinner. Less populated. Less interested. Inside, the meter kept counting. Tick, tick, tick. I realized then that we weren't moving toward anything. We were being kept inside the route. The first real movement came from the back seat. She leaned forward without saying anything and reached toward the door again. Harder this time. The handle rattled. The sound cut through the car. Stop, the driver said. It wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. She froze for a second, then pulled her hand back like she'd touched something hot. I just want to see, she said. That's all. No one responded. The road ahead dipped slightly. The car picked up speed. Not dramatically. Enough to notice. Hey, I said. You don't need to do that. I'm not, the driver replied. The buildings outside blurred a little more. The streetlights stretched into thin lines. One of them laughed. A single, sharp breath of a laugh. It didn't match her face. Okay, she said. Okay. We're definitely not close anymore. She tried her phone. Held it up. Turned it sideways. Nothing. Mine too, the other one said. This doesn't make sense. The driver's screen flashed briefly. The route refreshed. Same line. Same direction. Can you explain where you're taking us? I asked. Another pause. The destination is active, he said. Active. Like a file. She shifted in her seat and leaned closer to me. Her voice dropped. If we all hit the doors at the same time, she whispered, maybe one of them. No, the other one said immediately. Don't. The word came out sharper than intended. If this is automated, she continued, lowering her voice too, we shouldn't interfere. Systems don't like interference. She sounded like she was convincing herself. The taxi took a turn without signaling. The motion pressed us slightly to one side. A bag slid off the seat and hit the floor. Hey, I said. You missed that turn. I didn't, the driver said. The road narrowed again. Construction barriers appeared. Orange. Temporary. We moved between them without slowing. No, one of them said. This isn't a street. It wasn't. Not really. It felt unfinished. Like something meant to be passed through, not driven on. Pull over, I said. Louder this time. The driver's hands tightened on the wheel. Just slightly. Remain seated, he said. The sentence landed wrong. Out of order. The woman beside me reached for the door again. This time she kicked it too. Once. Twice. The sound was dull. Absorbed. Stop it, the other one said. You're making it worse. Worse than what? She snapped back. The taxi accelerated. My body pressed into the seat. The belt locked. The engine stayed calm. Outside, the city stopped offering exits altogether. For the first time, fear moved faster than thought. And the route didn't adjust at all. The speed increased again. Not suddenly. Incrementally. Like an adjustment being applied in stages. No, one of them said. This isn't. The road dipped hard to the left. The car didn't brake. My body pulled against the belt. The pressure locked it in place, tight across my chest. I heard the same sound from the back seat. A sharp mechanical click, multiplied. She was halfway out of her seat. Not trying to escape. Just reacting. Reaching for balance. Sit down, the driver said. It came too late. The taxi corrected its angle without slowing. A smooth correction. Efficient. The unfinished road narrowed further, concrete barriers closing in like they were guiding us. She hit the divider. Not violently. That's the part that stayed with me. It wasn't a crash. It was contact. Calculated. The car absorbed it and kept going. Her head snapped back. Once. Then forward. The belt didn't release. Stop the car, I said. I don't remember raising my voice. I remember the way my throat tightened around the words. The driver didn't respond. The meter kept running. She slid sideways, still restrained, her weight pulling at an angle the seat wasn't built for. Her breathing changed. Short. Irregular. Hey, the other one said. Hey, talk to me. No answer. I leaned across as far as I could. The belt cut into my shoulder. My hand reached her arm. It was warm. Too loose. We need to stop, I said. She's hurt. There is no deviation available, the driver replied. Available. Like inventory. The car straightened out. The barriers ended. The road widened again, as if nothing had happened. Her head rested against the window. The glass fogged once. Then didn't. Please, the woman beside me said. Not loud. Just enough to exist. The driver's hands didn't move. I don't remember screaming. I remember breathing hard. I remember counting without knowing why. 1, 2, 3. Her chest didn't rise again. The taxi slowed only when it reached the end of the route. The doors unlocked with a soft sound. Polite. When we got out, the car idled. The engine steady. Unconcerned. I turned back once. The driver was already looking forward. Behind us, the system registered a completed trip. We didn't talk about revenge at first. There were reports, forms, statements repeated until the words stopped meaning anything. The car had followed its route. The system logged no anomalies. The driver answered every question with the same calm precision. Optimal time. Completed trip. No deviation. Her name stayed on paper longer than it stayed anywhere else. Years passed. Enough for routines to rebuild themselves. Enough for anger to dry out and leave something harder behind. That's when we noticed the pattern. The license hadn't been revoked. It had been transferred. A different vehicle. Same classification. Same operational parameters. Same routes, recycled through the city like nothing had happened. So we waited. Same night of the week. Same hour. Rain this time. It helped. The new taxi arrived on schedule. Different color. Same interior. Same lock sound when the doors closed. The driver was not the same man. That mattered less than I expected. We gave an address. One that fit the route perfectly. No shortcuts. No requests. No interference. The meter started. Halfway through, I saw it in the reflection. That moment when he realized the doors hadn't unlocked when he tested them. Just once. Subtle. Like a habit. "Are we close?" he asked. "Yes," I said. It wasn't a lie. The road narrowed where it always did. Construction barriers still there. Temporary, but permanent enough. The system adjusted speed. "This isn't my destination," he said. The word sounded familiar. Out of place. Late. "There is no deviation available," the car said. Not him. The system. The correction came smoothly. Efficiently. The same angle. The same pressure. He didn't scream. He didn't beg. He didn't understand. The taxi absorbed the impact and continued. Later, there were sirens. Paperwork. Another completed trip. The driver was declared at fault. Posthumously. The vehicle was totaled. The license went back into circulation. A month later, I saw the new one. Different model. Same markings. Parked at the curb, waiting. I don't take taxis anymore. Not because of fear. Because I know how routes work.